Okay, so today the project is to replace this old type of a sprinkler system, and this is a single manifold. I have 6 stations, and the way you can tell how many stations you have is just count around. So I have 1, 2, 3, and then 3 on the other side, so a total of 4, and then 6 stations I have, which is going out. So this is my main feed coming in to this valve, and then when it triggers from the controller, the valve open up, send the water, and there's a diaphragm in there which allows one zone at a time, and it just kind of keeps moving. So the drawback with this type of system is you can't really control which zone you want to water. So it's just a matter of just going back around and coming back to this zone. So if I operated this zone, and if I want to randomly operate this zone, I cannot do that. I have to go this zone and then this zone and then moving onward. So which is kind of like a pain. So if you're testing and watering and you can't really set the timing on each zone, so that's a drawback. What I'm planning on doing is putting in a box underneath and having each individual valve, and with those individual valve I'm going to run a separate electrical connection from the control box to each valve, so I have the ability to control whatever zone I want to with single valve. So that's the goal. So first thing you need to do is start digging around and find out where these pipes go, the zone, these pipes, and then find out where the main water line is coming in. So once you have those exposed, find out where you're going to install the box. This is probably a good location for me to put the box in, and I'll see what the better way is once I dig up more. So the first thing I'm doing is just digging around, trying to expose this. So there's usually a branch coming from different side, and then find a good spot so you can do your piping along with that. So I'll keep you guys posted as I move on. Okay, so here's the update. I dig it all the way back so I have some room to move the pipes and align it properly. As you can see, they're kind of crooked, but I'm going to try to make them straight as much as I can. One thing what you need to do is what I did was basically I cut this right from there, and all these pipes were coming in like this. Once I cut it, I kind of separate them. Once you dig up a little bit back there, you'll have a lot of room, and then you connect the valve. I'm not going to show how to connect it. I'm sure if you're looking at this video you already know how to do the glue and all that stuff. So I just glued the valve in on all of them, and the guy who was doing it, he was kind of like rough, so make sure whoever is doing it does it right. I mean, I let him do it, but he kind of messed up. But anyways, similar to that, right? So I'm going to connect the 90 right here, and then I'm going to start connecting the T connectors. So all the rest will have T connectors, and the last one will just be another finally connecting it to that guy right there. So I'll show you how it goes, and just make sure all these pipes are straight, so when you're connecting the T's, they all are in line. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and start it, and I'll show you the finished product. Here's what I did was I connected T's at the end of each zone, and I have not connected it yet. So and at this side, what I did was connected the T this way, so and then eventually I'm going to connect this side to this side. So what you need to do is just cut 1-inch pieces like this, and those will go right in between. And the way you can measure it is right from here to here. You can cut it a little bit short, so depending on how big you want it. I mean, if you really want spaces, you can cut it longer, but if you don't want spaces, cut it short. Just don't cut it too short, because you want to make sure it covers and you have good coverage, because if it's too short, then it's not going to be, the pressure eventually is going to leak, so you definitely don't want that. Alright, let me go ahead and glue all this together, and then we'll almost be done, and then it's just a matter of installing. Here's the final product. As you can see, everything is connected. That is the main line coming in to the house, and so you can see the main line comes into that T, and then all the T's are connected to the 6 zones. So these are all the 6 zones that were coming in, and we just installed all the 6 valves right where they're going to the distribution, pretty much to your sprinklers. So once you have all this connected, you can turn the water on. Just make sure there's no more leaks. these valves you can turn them manually on, and as soon as you turn it on like this manually, just turn it, you will see the water rushing, and you don't really have to electrically operate to test them. Turn each valve, let the water run, let it flush out. If you had any debris going inside, try to avoid that, but if you do, you might want to just remove your sprinkler heads and let the water wash out any debris so your sprinklers don't get clogged up. So once you have all this installed, now it's a matter of electrical connection. So what you need to do is grab one side of each of the valves and just join them like this. That will be your common. So this will be the common going to your controller, and each one of the other wires will basically connect to your zone 1, zone 2, all the way to however many zones you have. In my case, 6 zones. So again, you're gonna connect all these 6. I'm still missing the 2. I'm gonna connect these and these together. Doesn't matter, there's no polarity. It's AC voltage, low voltage AC connection, so polarities don't matter. Now here's my new controller. It's still missing the front plate. I took it out for ease of access. So I installed this. Basically what I did was Home Depot sell this 7-strand wire, so you can buy them by the foot. It's like 60 cents per foot, and I bought like about 8 foot length. So there are 7-strand. One of them will be used for the common. I'm going to use the green one for the common. You can use any color you want, and then all the rest will be connected to each one of these wires, and the green one will be connected to the one that are combined together as a common. Since this is the common wire, so just tap it onto all the wires tied together, and each zone, basically you can connect one wire to each valve. So here you can see that I have red one coming to zone 1, and then just moving along in different color codes, and then I'm using green for my common, and that's it. That's the easiest connection. This wire right there is the AC going to this. So this is like an adapter which converts 120 volt AC into 25 volt AC, and then it feeds the controller, hence controlling all the valves. So this is a 12 station Orbit model 57950. It's a very great one. I'm going to put the front plate later on. We'll show it to you guys later. But you can control this unit using Wi-Fi. There's a really nice app for that. All you need to do is just once you connect this, all these 6 zones or however many zones you have. This is a 12 zone. I might add later some other zones. But anyways, the AC is pretty straightforward. You just connect to your AC wire. Just make sure you connect your ground, and that's it. You'll be all ready to go. So what I did was I cut the box to fit this side, and just cut a big piece like this, and I did that on both sides. You might have to measure it just to make sure both sides are good, and then you don't want, well, you can cut it more to bury the whole thing, or if you want to leave it at the surface, that's okay too. All depends on how you want to do it, but that's how I end up doing it. So it's much easier this way, and then I can just cover that with that lid. For a nice and clean installation, and then just cover it all up, and it'll be all good to go.